Welcome to Turkey Valley Football 2011 on WDDnews.com, and this segment being brought to you by Rube's Auto in Grand Meadow, Minnesota, and the Conway Funeral Home of Riceville, Cresco, Proudman, and Ocean. Well, it was Turkey Valley South Winn, the big rivalry, opening game of the campaign, and South Winn comes up on top in a seesaw affair, 31-24. On this segment, we'll be talking with John Hageman as well as Marshall Rosenbaum. Marshall had a big game on defense, and we'll visit with Marshall right after this. Great news, everyone. Now you can get the vehicle you want at the price you want and deserve. No more overpaying for a good used car just because it comes from a dealer. Rube's Auto in Grand Meadow, Minnesota has the right selection at the right price, and they will treat you right even after the sale. Check out the selection of their Find a Car website. Click the logo to get right there. Easy to find, too. Follow the directions to Rube's Auto, Grand Meadow, Minnesota. Worth the drive. Talking with Marshall Rosenbaum, senior defensive end for the Trojans, and Marshall, you were in on a lot of tackles tonight. Big defense or big offensive line you were running up against, but you had a great game, even though it's tough when you lose.
Yeah, they're pretty big up front. I mean, they had a lot of guys that were over 200 pounds, and we're small, but we're quick, and we tried to use our speed, but they're just keying in on the people that we thought would help us a lot, but some things went our ways and some things didn't.
Team started slow tonight. You were down to 2 touchdowns, I think, about 7 or 8 minutes left in the first quarter. Defense really wasn't gelling early on. What was the cause of that?
Well, we got a little bit bumping into each other, weren't going in the right gaps, we were getting sealed. A couple of times I know the nose and the tackles got a little deep in the backfield and they ran underneath us in that zone run or whatever they call it. And otherwise, we just kind of missed a few tackles early on. Once we got going, we got going.
You seem to play the position in an intelligent way. How important is that to your game?
Well, it's important to everybody, not just me, but I do what the coaches say and do my best I can.
Marshall, been talking to the other guys I talked to. You know, you're a 1A, they're a 2A, and they had a lot of people coming back, a little more experienced than Turkey Valley did this time around. So even though it's a loss to your key rival, you still have to feel pretty good about the way the team came back and played.
Yeah, I feel all right. You know, they say it's been 7 years since they've lost at home against us, and it's been 7 years since we've lost to them at home. So it was one of those games that was a hard-playing game.
Now, what do the Trojans have to do to get a little better here going forward?
Well, I think we might have to do some personnel change and have great practices and use our practices wisely. Otherwise, we'll just have to figure something else out. I don't know. But it's going to be a fun week, I think.
Marshall Rosenbaum played a heck of a game, a lot of tackles in the game against South Winneshik. Thanks. For over 125 years, the Conway family and the Conway Funeral Home has been there, offering a wide variety of services including traditional, cremation, memorial, donation for scientific study, and pre-funding with banks or insurance companies. They also lend strong support for the communities they serve in Cresco, Proudman, Riceville, and Ocean. Proudly serving you since 1886, the Conway Funeral Home. Talking with John Hageman, what your ankle? Is that what it is?
Yep, I rolled my ankle and sprained it.
Okay, but you were worked on the sidelines. You got back in the game after that. Were you in there?
No, I didn't.
No, okay.
I was taped it up and tried walking around, and it was just hurting a little bit too bad. So,
how about the next ball game? You think you'll be ready?
We'll see how it feels. I'm hoping that I can be ready for next week, but I'd just say for sure in 2 weeks. So.
And John, a tough loss though tonight, 31-24. South Winneshiek. It doesn't matter if we're playing tiddlywinks. Turkey Valley always wants to be South Winn.
Yeah, it's always been a rivalry, and we played hard, but there's a lot of things we need to capitalize on, and hopefully we fix them during the practice this week, and we beat Valley next week, and have a good season the rest of the year. So.
Yeah, and this is a double-A school, South Winn, you're Class A, so it's got to, or 1A, I should say. It's got to look good though for the district games once we get there.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty close game for the most part there. We only down by 1 touchdown at the end, and hopefully, we're playing. Yeah, like you said, they're 2A. They got a lot of big guys, but we gotta improve on this, and hopefully it goes well the rest of the season.
All right, John Hageman, who rolled his ankle in the game against South Winn. And that's it for this segment of Turkey Valley Football 2011 on WDDnews.com. And it was a great ball game to watch. It really was. South Winn wins it 31-24. This segment's been brought to you by the Conway Funeral Home of Cresco, Proudvan, Riceville, and Ossian, and Rube's Auto in Grand Meadow, Minnesota. For WDDnews.com, I'm Randy Novotny.